Welcome to another episode of Courtside Talk. This is week 14 of the NBA MVP ladder. Make sure you subscribe and like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm your host, Matt, aka Easy Money, aka Mr. Bar Your Girl, aka Babyface Killer. I got your boy I got your boy Peter from Storm Fitness. What's up, bro?
Good morning. It's your boy, Mr. Fat to Mr. Fit. We here. Week 14, MVP ladders. We got to chat about them. Let's start with the honorable mentions.
All right, let's get to it. So obviously, Lauri Markkanen is going to be an all-star this year. I definitely don't think he's top 5 material, but I can definitely see him moving up. And I also see Steph Curry moving up.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I feel like there's a very big discrepancy between the top 5 of the MVP list and then the bottom 5 of the MVP list. So when we talk about squeezing into the bottom 5 of the top 10, like we're not really talking about like actual like chances of winning MVP, but it's good to talk about these guys that are actually killing it. I'm not gonna lie, I've been sleeping on the Caucasian Kevin Durant all season long. I've been chatting shit about the Utah Jazz and what they've been doing. And I've been thinking they're gonna be blowing it up at some point this season, and it hasn't happened. It hasn't come yet because Lauri's been killing it. But that's killing it is not top 5 MVP though.
You see Steph Curry coming back on this list?
I don't see him cracking top 5. That's top crazy. 5 is pretty solidified to me.
You're bugging.
No, I don't see that, bro. Look at the top. Once
yeah, but Curry gets here on the Jets,
because
bro.
When you put a man into top 5, you got to take somebody.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, we'll see Curry's next 50 piece. How you feel about that?
I'm probably the same.
All right. Okay, let's get to it. So in terms of the top 10, it's nice to see SGA's name. Jaylen Brown's been playing well. KD is gonna drop out of this race, but like you said, like honestly, man, like I only think Ja Morant and Steph Curry are the only 2 players or candidates that can really crack the top 5. What do you make of the 5 to 10 or 6 to 10?
The only reason they might, I don't know if they'll crack the top 5. I don't think either of them will crack the top 5 unless Giannis misses another week or another 2 weeks. I think that's how big the gap is between 5 and 6. Like it's that large of a gap between the two. Like those top 5 guys are not just, they don't just have their teams at the top of the rankings. They're doing historic things like since Will type numbers. And I just don't see that from the next 6 guys. Curry maybe, but like he's missed so much time. He's got so much ground to make up. So
did Embiid, and he made it up.
I don't know, man.
Okay,
it's
okay. You'll eat your words.
I think the top 5 is this top 5. I think this is it.
All right. Okay. Well, let's move on to number 5. Giannis. Giannis has slipped. I mean, he was number 1 at one point, and then it seems like each week that's gone by, he's lost a little bit of stock. I definitely think that it's just a rough patch, especially with Middleton out. It's kind of hard with everything going on. He's got some injuries, and yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to this list, Giannis might, in my opinion, I don't think he has a good shot of winning it. I predicted him to win before the season started, but as I see how technical this race is actually being when it comes to efficiency, when it comes to getting the job done, I don't know. When I see some of the top names, I don't think he can compete with them. What do you think?
No, I disagree, man. I think Giannis is watching this list, and I think he's watching this list hard. I think the injuries that he's seen this last week are kind of like non-injury injuries where he's taking a few days off to come back and be that guy again, knowing that the team's kind of, suffering a lot of losses, right? They're suffering a lot of losses, and it feels like some of those games were kind of scheduled losses for the Bucks. And it's like, if you're going to have a scheduled loss, then why not take your rest and come back twice the guy? And I think that's kind of what Giannis has been doing. I feel like, next week, once he plays again, he's going to do some stuff. You're going to see him jump back up to 3. That's just how I feel Giannis is. I feel like he's paying attention.
Well, to back up your points, he's averaging 31 points a game. He is set to produce the highest scoring season of his career and the third best in Bucks history. So, you definitely have some facts to prove your points. Yeah. Let's move on to number 4.
That's
I
it.
can't believe he dropped. He was number 2. He's most
Jeez.
people's number ones, especially the young kids.
Oh yeah.
Luka Doncic. He's averaging an absurd 34, 9, and 9 on the season. Why did he drop?
Well, he dropped because Joel Embiid is going crazy, but like again, he's gonna take his spot back. Like I feel like our top 5 list is gonna be solidified in this order, and I think it's gonna be Joel Embiid as our number 5, and I think it's gonna be Giannis as our number 4, and it's gonna go Tatum, Luka, Jokic, Tatum, Luka, Jokic. That's how I have it.
You're
That's how I have it this season. Because
you're a
because
helpless NBA romantic, bro.
I am. That's how I have it. But yeah, no, I see Luka moving back up. Him and Embiid and Giannis are gonna be jockeying for that spot all season long. It's a neck and neck race. I feel like Embiid's defense has really carried him, and he's had a little bit more support from his supporting cast. You know, James Harden is not a bad player. You know, you see James Harden in the honorable mentions list right after the top 10, right? Luka
So
doesn't have that guy next to him to help bring his team up like that.
100%, but I think at the end of the day, between the top 5, I think what made Luka drop is defense. It's
Yeah,
a
that's
team
it.
thing and also individually. Like even Tatum, who's known more for offensive, known more as an offensive player, I think he's been playing pretty good defense to keep up in this
Absolutely.
race. So yeah, I mean, Luka can, he's strong. He can play good defense individually, but again, like Embiid's defense is the type of defense that like leads the whole team, right?
Yes,
Same
guys.
with Giannis. Jokic isn't known to be the most
But they got a
biggest
separate
defensive player.
award for defense. They got a whole other
No, but
defense.
bro, when it comes to MVP, it's the full package, bro.
You're right.
So
It's
like,
splitting hairs. It's
yeah,
splitting
yeah,
hairs at this point.
exactly. So if you're gonna drop from number 2 to number 4, it's not on the offensive side for Luka.
Yeah.
You saw him; he's been going
Yeah.
crazy on offense, right?
All 5 of those guys, just like you said, Giannis
Yeah,
is having one of his best offensive statistical careers, and he's at 5, and he's
yeah,
been a 2-time MVP. So
yeah. So I think that Luka can go up, but I think right now his team's got to focus on defense if he wants to move up in this MVP ladder. All right,
I
let's
don't
move on
know.
to number 3.
Let's get it.
Joel Embiid. I told you this when he was 7 or 8. This guy's coming, bro. He's coming. He's not, bro. Trust the process, bro. His
Oh
average,
man.
his averages have gone nuts. 34, 10, and 4 assists. And this list does not include. He's averaging 2 blocks a game as of late. It's not showing the defensive stats, but
I was gonna
Embiid is.
say it's not even talking about the plus minus stuff. It's showing how much ground he covers off the ball, showing how much help he gives off the ball, showing how much times offensive players have to pass up when they see that big ass mountain fucking shifted to the lane the way Joel
Yeah,
does, bro. That's a big body, bro. You see
100%.
the track down blocks are crazy. He's going
100%.
LeBron like track down blocks, right?
100%. And if you actually look at this roster on paper, you don't think even if it's a top contender in the East. But Joel Embiid, think about it like this: like James Harden left KD and Kyrie because he believed in Joel
In the
Embiid.
process, yeah, he
So
believed in
I
the
think
process.
that holds enough value. And I don't know, he's just playing the right way. Even in like 30 under 30 minutes, he can produce an insane amount. He's honestly one of the most dominant players in the league.
I was gonna say, do you know how good you have to be to have like one of the best offensive players in the world just be like, you know what? I'm gonna chill and step back tonight, every night for like 2 weeks straight now. Like, look at
Yeah.
Harden's numbers. He's not doing horrible. He's just step back and let Embiid do his thing, and they're winning games, and it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I always say this one thing about some like between Embiid, Jokic, and like a couple other players. These are one of the few players with little to no weaknesses, and I think that's what really separates them from everyone else.
Who's braiding them up? I want to know who's braiding the Sixers up because everybody came back with a fresh braid up, and now 3 different guys are on the top 10 MVP list on this team. What's going on with the Sixers, bro?
Yeah,
I
we
need that
got
type of braid up in my. I need an MVP braid up right now. I need an MVP braid up right now. What's going on, dog?
maybe
Give
a
me the
snap in
Joel
our league
Embiid
more.
MVP braid up.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's move on to number 2, Jason Tatum from the Boston Celtics. He shined against the Golden State. 34 points, career high 19 rebounds. What I love about Tatum is he's switching his role. They need him to pass more, he'll pass more. They need more rebounds that night, he's gonna go crash the boards. He's doing whatever it takes for this team to win, and he might not be stuffing the stat sheet the most, even though he is 31 points a game, eight and
He's
a half
doing
rebounds,
it.
9
He's
rebounds. That's
doing it.
impressive. He's not known as a rebounding type of forward. But
He
yeah,
had like he had almost 20 the other game. He had like a career high. Was it 19 the other game? Something
yeah,
crazy like that, bro.
career high 19. And yeah, if you watch the Golden State game, that game was neck and neck. They they were down for a majority of the fourth quarter, and the way he kind of just like willed that team and helped them win, it just goes to show he is worthy of being on this list. He is number 2 on this list. He might end up being a finalist or a winner. This is not strange for him to do this. What do you think of the light skin hero?
Oh man, Tatum, when he gets a cut, he said he's top 5, and he's not lying, bro. This guy stays in the top of this list. And it helps that the Celtics are a juggernaut, bro. I don't think we've seen like a team look this good and this dominant since like what? KD Warriors. KD Warriors was the last dominant team that looked like this crazy strong. You got Jaylen Brown is at the top, is at the bottom of this top 10 list now too. He's at number 10, and he's been there. He's been in the honorable mentions. He's been in this list. So to have the mindset and the steady ability to control such a dominant team, you don't see it happen often. Like with the Clippers, they have probably one of the best teams on paper, and they just can't figure it out. But with this team, Tatum's that guy. He has everybody in their role, playing as a star in their role, and he's just the leader of this juggernaut. And that's why he's at the top of this list. Offense, defense, he's doing it all.
Yeah. I'm okay with him at number 2. And honestly, man, I don't know about number 1, but again, it's not far-fetched to say that Jason Tatum can win. And yeah, I think we're definitely rooting for him. I think his style of play, I was listening to JJ Redick, and it's true. Like, he's worked out with Kobe, and he shows shades of Kobe in the way he plays. So I'm okay with him at number 2. All right, number 1.
Top team in the West is different than being top team in the East. Facts. Top team in the West is different than being top team in the East.
Facts only. Nikola Jokic at number 1, 25 points a game, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. 9.9 assists to be exact. He is averaging a triple-double.
He's doing the Westbrook thing, but winning games.
And it holds so much more value. And if you think about the time where Westbrook was competing for the MVP, and now look how much more competitive it is now with all the finalists and even the top 5, top 6.
The league is way better.
The league is way better. 100%. Yeah. And you know what? I think a lot of people did not or dismissed Nikola Jokic of being an MVP this year because to go back to back to back 3 in a row, that's for the LeBrons, that's for the Currys, that's for the high profile players, right? The celebrity players. No one thought
Kareems, the Wilts, the MJs, the KDs.
No one thought an awkward European player who doesn't talk much.
A Ballona.
Yeah. No one thought he would actually be taken serious for a 3rd season in a row. But his play is proving that he is the best player in the league. The way he shares the ball, the way he makes Aaron Gordon look better. He's doing so many different things. Again, like you said, it's translating to wins, right? For me, Nikola Jokic, at this point in the season, I would be shocked if someone took away his spot. Again, there's still a lot of time, and Luka can go berserk. Embiid, I feel like Embiid and Luka are his biggest challenges, and Giannis, but Giannis is kind of trailing. I would say
Tatum and Luka for me.
I would say really okay. Well, the thing is, it's good that you say Tatum, and it's easy to say him because his team is a top team in the league, so his name will always be his name will always be mentioned. But man, Nikola Jokic, the way he's passing the ball, the way he makes the right decisions, we haven't seen a player like this since like maybe the 80s or 90s. I don't even know. We haven't seen this player.
What happens when Jokic gets deezed? Because every season he adds something, and last, the season before last, he lost weight, And then the next season, he got a little bit more athletic. What happens next offseason when he comes back deezed? What happens when Jokic comes back deezed?
Well, and that's the other thing. He's also like Luka, right? He doesn't like look jacked, but he's actually really strong, and really he can run, right?
Yeah.
Right. And you're right though. Like maybe if you look like more defined and stuff like that, it could definitely help his game. But it's not slowing down his game now. He hasn't shot worse than 60% from the floor in the last 5 games, he's not putting up 10 points a game. He's putting up 25 a game.
I don't know, bro. The dude is broken. He's a 7-footer who passes like one of the best to ever do it. Not the best, one of the best big men to ever, one of the best passers ever. Okay, let's just put that out there. So not only is he one of the best passers ever, but he's doing it at a crazy height, right? Having that height to see over the defense and to be able to make passes over the defense when you have one of the best visions ever it's broken, dude. It's like, where's the buffs? Where when God was making Jokic said, okay, I'm a nerf him a little bit, bro. This is unfair because if he comes back these next year, bro, we might see a 4-time MVP, bro. I don't know. He's got to win a chip, bro. I got to see the Denver get a chip this year.
His expectations are getting higher for
sure.
Bro,
they have Aaron Gordon talking about I'm an all-star. That's how good they're doing, bro. They have Aaron Gordon talking about, I'm an all-star this year.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon, you've had a great season, brother, but I don't know if you're an all-star this season, dog. I don't know.
I'm not with Aaron Gordon starting or even being in the all-star game at all. But I think also Denver may put the right pieces around him. Whether it was Caldwell Pope, again, Aaron Gordon got better.
Bruce Brown too. Great.
Bruce Brown, Bones Highland got better. So yeah, you know what? Nikola Jokic, for me, it's a lock. I honestly like Luka's got to go back to doing like 60 point, 20 assist game. Like, it's got to be something crazy to top this guy. I really don't think anyone is going to top him. But again, we're only in week 14. We actually have about like 5, give or take 5-6 weeks before the season ends. So a lot can happen in the next couple weeks. But, you heard it here first at Courtside Talk. My pick for the MVP, if I were to predict today, it would be Jokic. How about you?
The big Bellona Jokic himself today, bro. That's who I got today. But it might change next week, but today it's Jokic.
All right. And that concludes week 14 of the NBA MVP ladder. We are going to be back with more MVP ladder, but also we are going to react to the starters and the reserves of the All-Star game. So be on the lookout for those videos. If you're still watching, we appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Make sure you like and follow the page. And we'll be back for more content. We out.
Yes, sir.